I think gas is too high right now to start with, so it definitely affects your pocketbook.
Coming up, how the conflict between Israel and Iran overseas could impact gas prices here at home.
And today, much like the rest of last week into this week, is going to be hot, but this time maybe a couple isolated storm chances. We'll talk about the exact timing of that rainfall coming up.
Plus, the local library plans to expand their services with the new building, how they're looking to serve the growing needs of the community.
And we're taking a live look out in Ozarks. Such a beautiful shot. As always, your 5 News This Morning starts now.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Well, hey, good morning and happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us on your 5 News This Morning. I'm going to say it. We've talked about it once already, but it's my 6 years today at 5 News.
Yeah, let's go,
Thank
Tiffany.
you, guys. It's my 5 News birthday. It's flown by, and I'm so thankful to get to spend it with 5 country and coworkers like y'all. So it's been a blast.
I've only been here for a month of it, but I've been very fortunate to work with you for this past month. It's been great.
Nice, don't make me cry this morning.
What's your favorite part about being here at 5?
I think just the people in the community. I love meeting everyone and getting to share their stories. That's why I got into news, to show people the good in news. And so getting to do that here in this area, and I'm from Arkansas, so in my home state, it's been really neat.
That's awesome. Happy 6 years.
Yes, happy 6 years.
Thanks, guys.
And speaking of some good news.
Come on, Danny, give us some.
Okay, the good news is
75 and sunny?
Yeah.
No, 90 and sunny, if you like that.
I
know Jacob likes the summer weather, so Jacob, this is your weather. But if you don't like the humidity, it's not going away anytime soon. Here's a live look along or at Fort Smith. Good morning to you there in Fort Smith. 76 degrees, and that dew point at 73. So again, that humidity is not going away anytime soon. We'll have a light wind, and yeah, we won't have much breeze either today. It'll eventually be out of the south around 5 to 10, so not much relief there. So over the next 12 hours, eventually we'll make our way into the low to mid 90s for those temperatures. We'll have that isolated storm chance later this afternoon, this evening. Not expecting anything severe. It'll be very hit or miss, but those that do see rain could maybe see some heavy downpours at times. Same with northwest Arkansas. Temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s this afternoon with that isolated storm chance. So the UV index for today, and once again, Scott Covert, I'm going to call you out. If you haven't seen it, the UV index is 11 today, which means burn time in as little as 10 minutes, so make sure to take the proper precautions. Now, in terms of rainfall, we're not expecting much, maybe up to 1/4 of an inch at best tonight and tomorrow, but not expecting anything too much of a washout. But again, that rain chance is there, so we'll talk about it further here in about 15 minutes. For now, we'll take a live look at your traffic report here, your morning commute at I-540 at Rogers Avenue in the Fort Smith area. Good morning to you there. Traffic obviously starting to pick up at the 6:31 minute here. Again, we'll have the complete forecast on the rain as well as the heat in just about 15 minutes. Tiffany and Jacob.
All right, thanks for that, Danny. Well, this morning, President Donald Trump's announced ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran could be in question. According to the Associated Press, Trump says both Israel and Iran have violated ceasefire terms with attacks.
Trump spoke to reporters at the White House before leaving for the NATO summit. Israeli officials say Iran launched another wave of missiles this morning, causing multiple deaths and injuries in one neighborhood.
Not happy that Israel's going out now. There was one rocket that I guess was fired overboard. It was after the time limit, and it missed its target. And now Israel's going out. These guys got to calm down.
Trump also says he is not happy with Iran either. Trump announced a ceasefire between the two nations on social media last night. At first, Israel's prime minister announced his country had approved the deal, but later Israel's defense minister ordered new operations to attack Tehran. This after accusing Iran of violating the ceasefire, which Iran denies.
Yeah, earlier, Iran's foreign minister had posted on X, there is no agreement, though he followed that up with claims that his country continued its aggression until the last minute, indicating a possible stop in strikes around 4 a.m. local time. Amid the tensions, one expert says that he does not think Iran will completely give up its nuclear program.
The Iranian regime will prioritize regime survival over everything else.
On Monday, the country launched counterstrikes targeting a U.S. airbase in Qatar, retaliation for U.S. strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear facilities over the weekend. President Trump says Iran gave early notice in advance and there were no deaths or injuries. Well, here at home, Arkansans are watching gas prices as tensions continue between Israel and Iran.
5 News reporter Claire Everbach is learning if the U.S.'s recent involvement in the conflict could impact our wallets.
According to a Gas Buddies survey, the average gas price is up nearly 7 cents per gallon in just the last week. I spoke with drivers who say this increase isn't just an inconvenience, but could put a strain on their everyday lives. As of Sunday, the lowest gas price in Arkansas was $2.39 per gallon, while the highest reached $3.99. Two key issues could affect prices. First, international tensions causing uncertainty in oil supply. The potential closure of the Strait of Hormuz, a critical checkpoint for global oil shipments, would impact supplies. Second, summer travel season also increases the demand for fuel, driving up prices at stations across the state.
It's not going to be good for families and especially people who drive distances. As I drive all across northwest Arkansas, it's going to affect us. It's just going to affect everybody. It's not good.
Experts say gas prices are going to continue to rise, with the national average likely reaching another 7 to 15 cents in the next week. In Lowell, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
Well, federal prosecutors could soon wrap up their case in the sex trafficking and racketeering trial of Sean Diddy Combs. The government's final witness took the stand once again this week. Homeland Security Special Agent Joseph Turcello detailed evidence against Combs, including travel records and hotel invoices connected to so-called freak-offs. Monday, jurors were also shown more explicit footage of the encounters involving the woman known to the court as Jane. She'd previously told the panel she did not like participating in the sex marathons with male escorts orchestrated by Combs. The defense has indicated it will wrap its case this week without calling any witnesses, signaling Sean Combs will not testify in his own defense.
Well, sometimes these acts were coerced, apparently, and sometimes these acts were consensual, apparently. What is he going to reiterate? Supporting his self-interest and say, no, everything was consensual. He may then impair his own credibility.
Combs was arrested in September on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He's pleaded not guilty.
Well, the trial of former Washington County Deputy Stephen Grindstaff is underway this week in Fayetteville. Grindstaff is charged with manslaughter in a deadly shooting of Scotty Stacy that happened during a 2023 traffic stop. He was originally charged with first-degree murder, but prosecutors downgraded the charges to manslaughter just last week. Monday started with jury selection. The special prosecutor and defense attorney questioned around 40 people before narrowing it down to 12 jurors and 1 alternate. After opening statements, 2 state police special agents who collected evidence testified. Jurors also saw video from Grindstaff's body camera. The trial is expected to last at least 3 days.
The man accused in a murder that happened at a Fayetteville homeless shelter has pleaded not guilty. Jaden Lemming appeared in court Monday. He is accused of the murder of Phyllis Garrett. Prosecutors allege she attacked Garrett and another person with a blunt object while they were sleeping. Police used surveillance video to link Lemming to the crime. He's due back in court in August.
Well, in Benton County Court, a man accused of trying to kill his mother also entered a not guilty plea. Joseph Alexander is charged with attempted capital murder for the crime. Investigators believe he broke into his parents' home and shot his mother twice with a crossbow. He's being held in the Benton County jail.
Well, a big step forward for the Sebastian County Library. Construction is underway on a new building that will bring more room, more resources, and more ways to connect with the community. The around $6 million project will span 10,000 square feet, doubling the size of the current library. Designed with accessibility in mind, the new building will feature study rooms, a dedicated teen space, community pool, and separate areas for children and adults. It will also come with outdoor spaces for story time, a seed library, and outdoor book clubs. Off Highway 71 and Center Street in Greenwood, Library Director Renee Myers says the new location will help the library serve the whole community.
We are a county library, so this makes it more accessible to our Hackett patrons, our Bonanza patrons, our Mansfield, Richardville, Huntington. They'll all be more than likely coming in, outside of Greenwood or maybe Fort Smith for work, doctor's appointments, shopping, and just on their way in or they're on their way out, they'll be able to swing in, swing out, and be on their way.
Construction is expected to be completed September of next year.
Well, nearly 3 weeks after a 15-year-old girl in Saline County was killed by a pack of dogs, some are calling for the county to add more resources for animal control. The county judge held a town hall at Benton High School on Monday. Currently, there are not many resources in the county for humane societies, and animal control resources have run thin for decades. Many people in the town hall asked for ordinances to crack down on spay and neuter laws. Another resident brought up the idea of a task force to handle animal control.
So that would be one thing I would like to see, is the collaboration of every single municipality in the county to come together to form a task force so that they can address this.
It's worth noting in 2008, voters in Saline County did reject a tax that would have built an animal shelter. Still, those who spoke last night say that they fear if something isn't done soon, another attack could happen.